sugar rush in a plastic bowl, milk and flakes and rock and roll. Turn it up, don't make a sound. Heroes flying all around. Laugh track echoes in the room, chasing bad guys till high noon. Saturday morning glow.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to a special Saturday where Podcast from the Pit is taking the Saturday off because Casey, that lucky bastard, he is in Kentuckiana. So props to him. So thank you, Casey, for letting us have your Saturday. Really appreciate it. And we're going to be talking about Saturday morning cartoons and our cereal. And with me, I got Better Ray Bob. Bob, how you doing,
Hello.
sir?
Good. How are you?
Good. And we all know now with Mr. Yorktown Joe. Good morning.
Good morning.
How's everybody?
Happening
Are you
good?
asking the chat?
I'm asking
just
you,
kidding.
Yorktown.
We're doing well. Yeah, I was mentioning just before. They had shut off the air in our building on Wednesday at lunchtime, and there was some low water pressure issue citywide in the town where I work. It's one town over from where I live, and I was like, "How's that affecting it?" I guess they didn't have enough air. They didn't have enough water to push the air conditioning through the power plant. So yeah, it was not. It was grizzly, and then they said they had a watering ban on. Then they put a boil ban on, which was disgusting. And they said everybody just work remotely, and unless you physically have to be on campus to try to help maintain anything, just work remotely. So that was good. So we were able to work remotely. The dog appreciated that very much, and evidently, the last I heard on Friday, right at the end of the day, was everything's good. We should be back to normal operations on Monday. So that's good.
Nice. Very nice. Let's get to the chat really quick as it's going, and I don't want to. It's always hard to keep up with the chat on a Saturday. So good morning, Mr. Joe Ara.
What, Joe?
I was going to have some Golden Grams at the ready until, Rexship shared a post of these donuts in our chat, and I was like, man. So yeah, that's I don't blame you there, Joe. So good morning, Paul.
Paul?
Toddrick, Mr. Todd. Yep, it is going to be a fun show.
Right.
Excited. Top Dog started carrying Delta 17 and the new. Awesome. Yes, that is good. Hey, there he is.
What?
Casey. Can't wait to see some.
Kentuckiana?
Yeah, I can't wait to see some of those pictures. Please post. I know you don't have Eric there to do your work. So you're going to have to do it. And and hopefully I'm a 99% sure you will run into Mr. 80s Joe's and a few others. So kind of envious there that y'all are meeting up. And there he is, One in Toys. Stay tuned after the show because One in Toys is going to premiere this video right after we end the show. Red Dog and Taurus. I don't know what the video is going to be about. I don't know if they're doing some type of acrobatics. I don't know if he's just reviewing, but we got to stay tuned after the show. So on One in Toys channel.
One in Toys does great work and very generous with his time. And also, if you hear background music in any of my videos, that's from One in Toys because he's just awesome.
Yeah, he's a great guy, and
what's that?
From Texas. So anyone that lives in Texas is, a neighbor of mine. So it's just, even though could be 16 hours away, it's still I guess a neighbor. So Paul, good morning, sir. Michael G. Fleming, there he is. Bob, did you get to meet?
I did.
Yeah, awesome.
Okay.
Awesome. Yeah, he's a great guy. And hey, Dennis, good morning,
Hey.
sir.
Oh.
We got Pete. Good morning, Pete. And it's not a Saturday morning without either on screen or in the chats, Mr. Ronnie Trickshot.
Ronnie. Looking forward to 2027 at Joe Fest.
Yeah,
See
who
you
are
guys
you,
again.
Peanuts? And what have you done with Eric and Casey? Well, the reason Eric's not on is because he's going racing
with his wife.
Yep.
No.
I am supporting the podcast for the pit, though. So, no, we're not upgrades by far. Hey, Zazel, what's going on, sir? Have you guys checked out Zazel's little channel? Not little, but his wow. Let me start that over. The shorts that he does on YouTube with the wrestling is pretty cool. Very, very cool. What's up, Zazel? It's weird on this Saturday. I bet it is. Yeah. It's like, wait a minute. What world am I in? Jeez, the chat is just going. A lot of commercial AC units used to chill water pipes to, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No, you just got some Midwesterners here. Well, and Bob, you're not really Midwest.
No, I'm more Southeast, but I'll take Midwest. It's fine.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought maybe Bob was Eastern time, and you are just on the other side. So we're all Central time. So the 7 o'clock start for us is.
So really, what are we doing, Wes? We should be going back to bed and then get up in an hour and start then. That would have been sweet. But you're already cup number 2 of coffee in, so there you go.
I got 3. Yeah. So yeah, I woke up at 5:30. It was just when I. Usually if I'm a guest on Casey's show, it's a little different. But yeah, setup and everything. Hey, there is Phil. Treasures for Triggers. Good evening, I want to say, in the future. Or maybe it's morning. I have no idea what time it is.
Although I think that's afternoon, but what was it? Ahau gozaimasu? Morning?
Oh, yeah.
Eric
always does it pretty good. Morning, Steve. Mr. Jokers, how are you doing, sir? And there's Rex Ship in the chat.
Ahoy.
Enjoying those donuts. Hopefully you shared. I know it's hard to share donuts, but yeah.
That's okay. The store will sell you more. So if you go by later, they'll still have some.
Donut dealer, like that button. Thank you, Zazel. And Scuttle butt, but we're gonna buttle Scut. All right. Hey, there's Larry.
What up, Larry?
Hello, Larry. Maximum Warp was on. He'd have coffee and then leave 10 minutes into the show to go.
Okay. So that brings up a point. Bob, are you ready to take over if Wes mysteriously has technical difficulties?
I do not have the controls like I do on Into the Toy Box or the 118, but
sorry, Bob.
I mean, we can keep chatting. It should
just keep
if
talking.
he has technical difficulties.
Have a background, yes.
Yeah.
No, we're good. We're good. I got that out of the way, fellas. Hey, Bill Linaire.
Nice.
Hello. Thank you for joining. And yeah. All right. So, golly, the chat's just going by.
Hey, never complain about it.
No, not at all. Not at all. Any pickups this week or since you've last been on? Bob?
Yes, they're not in reach at the moment, but my Operation Recall came in this week, and also those Wrestling Hero remake figures came in this week. So
the ones that were redone, like the Macho Man, this Jake the Snake. Okay,
yep.
I ordered one yesterday. I zoomed in. I had to zoom in on them, and I'm like, I know I don't know. We'll see. I ordered one instead of all in. I think they're 4. So it looks like instead of the as far as the rivets go up here in the shoulder,
they're screws. Yeah, it's odd. I haven't dared to try to unscrew one just to see what would happen yet. But give me time.
Me too, Dennis.
Yeah. Oh, see, I had gotten the original 4 because I thought they were O-rings originally, and then they kind of weren't. But then the company, like anybody that went all in before, the company shipped out the new replacements for free. So it's like, what? I got all 4 of them. So.
I remember I remember that first initial. I guess I missed the announcement of it, and everyone was getting them, and I was like, man, I want them. And then I started seeing a lot of just the reviews, about, oh, we thought these were O-rings and they're not.
Yeah. They were.
Casey, have a good day, sir.
Yeah, have fun.
Have fun. Well, cool. Yeah, I don't know how long it'll take for mine to get in. Like I just ordered it yesterday, so.
Oh yeah, it'd probably take about a week. Maybe.
And which recalls did you get?
So I got all the new ones. So the new
you got all in?
Yeah, I was all in on recall. So yeah, I got the whole wave of 4 plus the bonus guy who he's in reach. This awesome update on Richie Faro.
Yeah, I think
really see better. The screen with him in front of me. I like the skull head better because he looks less like a Destro knockoff. If that makes sense. He looks more like his own kind of character.
I think the face with the mask off looks even more menacing rather than that.
Well, especially with like the little blood splatter on one side and.
Yeah, and then and on the malice, whatever that weapon is called. Oh, it's not I know.
So what I really like about that general is no 2 people pronounce his name the same.
Oh yeah.
I'm so bad at pronouncing names to begin with, especially just anything in any other language. I can't even speak. I mean, Eric will always say it, but I can't speak English half the time. So
I've gone to trying this one. Say the last part of his name like a pharaoh, like an old English or old Egyptian king. So I say Mortefero, like Death King or something like that. I don't know. I'm trying to merge stuff together. And I know FERO is not the same as PHARAOH. So, but that's what I do because I'm like, I'm going to say his name and just start mumbling into the microphone. So yeah.
I always want to say Fiero at the end, like, because I used to have one of those as, back in the 80s. It was a fun little car.
That works too. That's why I say no 2 people are pronouncing it the same. So,
real quick, announcement from Casey. As I mentioned, the One in Toys is after the show. Next week, Podcast from the Pit does return. And as soon as I find, there we go. Next week's guest is going to be J.E. Russell from One Chicken Fried Toys on the show for next week's Podcast from the Pit. So Same time, same bat channel. And all right. Who needs English when you can speak Australian? Yeah. I only swear in Australian.
Maybe a dingo ate your package.
Right. Good morning. Good morning, Swamp Man. Swamp Man. All right. So
that's what I got in this week.
I'm sorry. Yes. I'm sorry.
Nice.
Yorktown.
That's what I got in. It's let's see. So here I'll promote another podcast here. This is an audio podcast, Joe on Joe. And anyway, he had think Josh Eggabine and our very own Gary Viola. That's Chaplain's assistant, Joe Pod. Hopefully I said that right. And that
Chaplain's
book,
Assistant's
Motor Pod. Thank you. Yeah. Anyway, I have both of them on my audio podcast. So if I'm mowing or driving or going for a walk with the dog, I can listen to somebody. And he said, "Hey, if you hear this podcast, answer this trivia question and email me." I'm like, okay, that's really, really old school to send an actual email instead of just something through the socials. And I did it like a week later. I'm like, well, there's no way. Somebody else already got the answer right, and no one had. So he sent me this book, which is nice. Oh. So they're naughty. They called it a TNA book, but then they say, hey, it's trivia and activity. Keep your minds out of the gutter, gentlemen. But if you just want to look and see, there are activities and mazes and things like that. But then they have questions for every issue, and then the question number has letter A, B, or C. So if you're on like Marvel issue 21, most of them, they have 2 to 3 questions, and then they have answers for them a little bit farther back. And they've got the IDW run and even Skybound up to like issue 324, 325. So that's fairly current. So that's what I got in this week.
Nice. Yeah, I got Josh from After Action Report sent me the updated volumes that I had ordered the last time they did that Kickstarter. And he included that book. So that was very nice of him.
Probably some of these books.
Yes.
There we go. Yeah.
Yeah, he sent me a few. So he's always great. Phil, thank you. I was actually trying to speak British. No, I'm kidding. Interesting. And yes, the inside joke there, Larry.
Yeah.
All right. Saturday morning, fellas. As a kid, it was probably the one thing that we looked forward to Friday after school.
Mm-hmm.
When we were in elementary school, it's one thing I know I looked forward to it. Waking up, turning on the tube, adjusting those antennas. And I only had 3 channels to pick from. I did not have cable until I was in high school. So yeah. And I actually, the reception for ABC wouldn't come in at my place. I would only get it when I would go over to my grandparents' house. So I missed all the cartoons a lot that were on ABC. So I didn't get to see a lot of those until later on, or if I was over at my grandma's house. What was your all experience as a kid growing up for Saturday morning cartoons?
Same thing, 3 channels. And so we didn't have rabbit ears. We had like one of those like big antennas stuck to the side of the house. So all 3 channels came in pretty well.
Nice.
But no cable for a long time.
Yeah. Yorktown?
I'm much younger than both of you. I'm just kidding. Totally kidding. I am not. So yeah, we also had 3 channels. I also remember when you were talking about an antenna on top of so when my school was out, it was summertime, my dad would take us across from the Twin Cities where we grew up across Wisconsin, across the UP, down Mackinac Bridge, and then to the northern part of Lower Peninsula, where my maternal grandparents lived. My grandpa had a hodgepodge situation where he had the antenna on the roof, and then he had a steel pipe coming down from the roof into the house, and he had an L pipe, and then he would make my brother or I go so you're all talking about, oh, Dad wants you to hold the antenna at just a certain angle so that we get this. We physically had to crank it towards whichever place and help build character in forearms, evidently. So
yeah, we would put tinfoil on the rabbit ears as well.
Oh yeah.
Also did that, and stupid thing. I mean, this stuff to get, I mean, and we're only talking, this was 40 years ago, you know. Does it seem like it was long ago, or does it seem like it was not that long ago? I don't know. But yeah, 40 years ago, we were sitting there trying to move, you know, with tinfoil and adding a wire to it. And yeah.
And you can watch it all on your phone.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep. Let me throw this up, adding to stage. But yeah, Saturday mornings, remember the TV guide and how it looked and some of the ads it would have on the pages and stuff. And these are just some snippets I found online. And this just brings back nostalgia kicking you in the face right here, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Now, some of these I didn't remember as a cartoon, like the Happy Days cartoon, or it was actually the Fonz. I do not remember that.
I really remember that one, but not super clear. But
yeah, and
I think I saw an ad for that, but I don't ever think I saw it. So
yeah, when I was trying to do a little bit of research for this show on YouTube. There's channels that have like 8 hours of and it's the cartoons that we saw on Saturday, and it was, you know, with the commercials, which is really cool. Yeah, I mean, it's just like you could just have it on all day playing in the background. Yes, Laugh Olympics was the best.
Oh
yes.
Yeah,
and I believe, I could be wrong, I think that was on ABC. So when I got to watch it, I so looked forward to it. And because wasn't the dog Muttley that we see him up in the upper left-hand corner, wasn't he on the Laugh Olympics? Because he was part of that whole Hanna-Barbera thing, right?
Yeah, I think he was part of the villains team.
Right. I just remember his laugh. The wheezing laugh. Yeah, Hulk Hogan's Rock and Roll Wrestling. The Really Rottens. There you go, Steve. Steve remembers.
Yeah. Thanks.
And then the Dune Bug that talked and spit and I think that was on the Laugh Olympics too, but maybe he had his own show. Wonder Bug. I don't know if it was Wonder Bug or not. But yeah, some of the things we got from the TV guide here. On the right-hand side, this is, if you remember, how our TV guides would look. And at a young age, it's like reading a map. You learn how to basically, this is how I learned how to tell time, because I needed to find out when my shows were on at a very young age. Once I could learn how to read. But yeah, and it's funny because you can't do, I mean, the TV guide kind of went away in late 90s? Once we got like a plethora of cable channels. I don't know. It was kind of a magical thing. TV guide, nice little weekly.
It's back when like TV used to be appointment viewing, like Saturday mornings. Like if you didn't catch your shows, you just missed out. until the golden age of the VCR came around, and then it was like, oh, I can record everything and sleep in, and then just watch them later.
Shirt Tales, yeah, Shirt Tales was great. Bob, your cartoons that you grew up with. Some of these are going to be your pictures here. So was this a different one than just the original Super Friends?
Well, so it was like every so often they would like change up Super Friends. So at first there was the old like reruns with like Wendy and Marvin, and then they changed it to the Wonder Twins and added some more like real superheroes, and then they did this one with the Legion of Doom, and later on they changed it up some more times. But it was, I mean, to me it was all the same series. It was just like, you know, they just would refresh it every so often. So, but yeah, I loved me some Super Friends as a kid.
Yorktown, what about you?
Same. I was going to say, I remember we call it like Legion of Doom. Was that they were fighting the Legion of Doom, and when they'd go through the stories and feature a villain, you're like, oh, I hope it's this one, or I hope it's that one, or I hope it's not the same one as last, because I want to learn something new about one of these other guys. And I remember, so there was a guy, and he looked kind of like a zombie, and his name was Solomon Grundy. Sounded like that guy takes semi-monthly shower, and he is quite grundy. He's wandering the swamps like some kind of, I don't know, zombie guy. So, but yes, seeing Batman, I think Batman and Robin were my favorites. But then they always had and I don't know if it was on this one or a different one where they had the Wonder Twin powers activate, and I always go, so are we going to get stuck with these in like 10 years, or are they going to replace, like some of the other people going to retire like Grandma, Grandpa, and then we're going to get stuck with these older versions of these guys? But that didn't happen, so that was okay. So
unfortunately, comic books, people apparently live forever. Even when they die, they come right back. And
and when characters meet them as children, then they grow to adults, but the adults stay exactly the same. So yeah.
Wonderful world.
So yeah, the Super Friends for me, I didn't. Again, this was an ABC, if I remember right, because I only saw it when I would be over at my grandparents' house when my mom and dad had, you know, whatever, you know, somehow they would have us stay the night at Grandpa and Grandma's on a Friday night. I wonder why.
There would be like whole weeks during the summer that I was just shipped off to like the grandparents for.
Nice. Yeah. But so I just remember the voice of, and now at the back of the Hall of Justice.
Yeah.
I was like, what's wrong with this announcer guy? He's like, why is he so stressed?
Well, I mean, these were perilous adventures. I mean, come on.
Now, I don't recall these, Bob. What's the time frame?
So,
do you know?
So these were like late 70s, early 80s, although like Space Ghost and the Herculoids kept getting like rerun just forever. You know, they were like,
I remember Space Ghost on USA, like in the late 90s, early aughts on USA Network for some reason.
Yeah.
There might have been an updated one.
Like I just remember the like Space Stars was just, they took a bunch of their bunch of these guys and just put them together in like a block for a while. But like Space Ghost would sometimes cross over with the Herculoids and all that. But then like Flash Gordon was like, I think 79 and 80.
Okay.
Like 2 seasons, but it was like just at the time just blew my mind because
I bet.
You know, I didn't get to like watch Star Wars as a kid, but so like stuff like Buck Rogers and Flash Gordon kind of became my space adventures. You know, those were, I guess, my templates or what I more bonded with back in the time.
York, do you recall these?
I do remember Space Ghost. I don't know. I was aware of Flash Gordon, but I don't know that I ever saw that other than ads for it. So, and like I said, I would need to catch my Super Friends first early in the morning. Like my brother and I would get the cereal. We'll get to that later.
Yes, we will.
And we would watch whatever we would watch. And I remember when we had old actual black and white television, and that was in a spare room in the back room because my parents didn't get rid of it. And I said, "Hey, don't get rid of that. We'll watch that when you're watching something else. We're totally loaded now." Now we were not totally loaded. My mom went to the fabric store and made us T-shirts. So no, we were not. We were not. So, but having that second one, that was a game changer because if Dad wanted to wake up and watch something else, we would get certainly overridden at that point, whatever we wanted to watch. And being able to watch something like Super Friends or something before, and then when he would get up, it was Bugs Bunny and Looney Tunes because he was all in on that. He would sit there right with us and watch that, which was great. I remember good times with Dad. So
that's awesome. Yeah. Now I do remember Godzilla. Quite a bit. And yeah, that was, and then he had his little, was it his son?
Yeah, or like, yeah, some sort of like son or child or Godzuki.
Godzuki.
Couldn't stand Godzuki, but it was always great when Godzilla showed up and started like just helping out. Hey, Joe Fan. Helping everybody out. You know.
Yeah, it was I want to say maybe even his wife also might have been in a episode or two, or a girlfriend. I can't. I remember something. Something with a bow, just to like put a bow on a character, like an animal character that was pink. Oh, okay, it's a female. You know,
yeah,
just a pink
kind of
bow.
like the Miss Pac-Man treatment,
right? Yeah, lipstick and
yeah. What was great, at least where I lived, later when we like finally got like a fourth channel, that was like an independent channel, was like, you know, the Godzilla cartoon was off the air, but after cartoons, that fourth channel would show like Godzilla movies on the Saturday. So it's like, ooh.
Yes, that was that channel ended up becoming, because that fourth channel was on the TVs that had the UHF channel. Yes. And for some reason that came in crystal clear, better than anything. And you're right. It would show just these, and it ended up becoming Fox. When Fox came in. So, but that UHF channel, that was the channel that when I would come home from school, that was when like Transformers, G.I. Joe, Thundercats, all that stuff was on in the afternoon. So those were never like my Saturday morning cartoons. Those were my weekday cartoons because they were in syndication. So yeah. And then we got our Super Friends, like we talked about. So that's the Super Friends I remember, with the meanwhile at the Hall of Justice.
Yeah.
Do you remember Godzuki there, Yorktown?
that one's eluding me. And then this, I think I remember both of these Super Friends because they both had a specific headquarters that presumably everyone knew about, we just knew about it as the omniscient narrator would share with us where this location was, or this one's rising out of the swamp, and this one is in a specific location that the bad guys are going to attack this week. Surprisingly, because it's in the same location every week. So
what's up, Shane?
Yeah.
Good morning, Shane.
What's up?
Yes, we are going to be talking about cereal here in a little bit, working through these slides, and there's another Space Stars picture. And then we have Thundarr the Barbarian.
Thundarr for me was like probably the best. I like it so much that when it came out, they finally came out with like a Blu-ray box set that has like the complete series of Thundarr the Barbarian. I was like, I'm getting that. You know, I still get physical media of like stuff I really like and stuff that I want to be able to like have on hand whenever, regardless of like what streaming service is carrying it or whatnot. And yeah, Thundarr falls into that category. I'm actually probably going to put it on later today since we've been talking about it. I've been thinking like, oh, I haven't seen Thundarr in a while.
York?
Oh, Bob's gonna smack me. I remember hearing of it. This is not in my wheelhouse, so now I have to go find it. And
I'm with you. I don't recall it.
I think it's on YouTube.
Okay,
I'm sure it is.
I think
I will check it out later today too. Then, yep.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
When people bring up Thundarr or they start describing it, I'm like, wait, are you talking about ooga booga, Captain Caveman, ooga booga? That's what I remember. I remember Captain Caveman and just carrying around that big old drumstick of a bat. and just talking the way he talked. So do you remember anyone recall Captain Caveman? Yeah.
And he had the little gang of like sidekick girls that hang out with him, and you know.
Yeah, what was that about?
Yeah.
We'll say more about that later.
Yeah.
Yeah. That might be on the After Dark episode.
Right. Yeah, I'll have to check out Thundarr because I
highly recommend it.
I always hear people talking about it and stuff. So, and the picture looks
if nothing
familiar.
else, yeah, if nothing else, just pull up the intro. I know for sure that's all over YouTube. If that doesn't get you excited about the show, then I don't know what else to tell you. But.
Yeah, it was when I was trying to put together an opening intro to the show, and of course the music was AI. But I was just grabbing stuff off of YouTube. Yes, I'm stealing stuff off of other people's channels. I'm very non-AI.
Stealing, it's borrowing.
Yeah, I'm borrowing. Yes, I'm borrowing.
Yeah, you're going to give it back.
But yeah, and just some of the intros and stuff that I would see, I was like, man, this, it just brings back that nostalgic. So as a kid, when we're at the grocery store with usually it was just, I don't recall Dad ever being at the grocery store with my dad, unless it was, hey, we gotta run and pick something up. Usually with my mom. And when we got to go down the cereal aisle, that was almost like going down a toy aisle for me. I mean, the package presentation, just like G.I. Joe, Masters of the Universe, Transformers, the box art, right? I mean, they know what they're doing. It's great marketing. Look at all these colors that we see here. And being able to kind of be able to pick out what we wanted that our moms would let us have. And my mom was actually pretty lenient on this stuff. But what was the cereals that you had? What were they?
So regularly, like at home, the cereals that we had were like the healthy ones, Cheerios, some sort of flakes, corn flakes or something, or special occasions, the sugary cereals would get purchased. But now at grandma's, it was free reign, whatever you want, no matter how sugary it is, because if you get all wound up, we'll just send you outside to go play, and burn that off. So
real quick, shout out to Same Time. They're going to have Buzz Dixon on August 1st. Little plug there for you, Shane.
And yes, can confirm, live research does confirm it is on Tubi, so you can watch it on Tubi for free, or Amazon Prime if you'd prefer to pay someone else for that. But if it's for free on one, we'll deal with that.
What about you, Yorktown? What cereals?
It's very similar to what Bob said. We had there was cornflakes or Wheaties or something like that. We ate all the things that you're healthy supposed to eat, and then according to the pyramid at least. And then we also, there'd be things where you'd get treats of different things. I do remember not much there wasn't anything with the marshmallows very much, because I'll tell you about an incident later on. But Apple Jacks or Fruit Loops, that was okay. And then I think the one that was the leader in the clubhouse for me was always Honey Nut Cheerios. Because if you go Cheerios was regular. We could have that all the time. And Mom would get that in the pelletized size box, because my brother and I would just crush that. But then if you got Honey Nut Cheerios, it was a smaller box. And I recall, whether we had milk or not, I didn't care. I could eat that, like fistfuls of that, like I was eating popcorn watching cartoons. Like if we didn't have milk, I was okay. I didn't need to wait for Mom or Dad to go get some more, refresh the milk. I don't care. This tastes like candy, so I'm good. And it was good times. Good times.
And yes, the back, Steve's comment earlier, the back of the box was also the magic. Was it, whether it was a game, a maze, a comic, kind of a, work your way down the box of a comic, stuff that they just had to interact. And then to Larry's comment here, to block out annoying siblings. But yeah, the cereals were, like I said, walking down that aisle, and still to this day, when I walk down that aisle, it's props to the people that stock it and keep it faced, because it looks so pristine walking down an aisle of cereal, even now. And then my cereals, my parents were actually pretty lenient. And as a kid, we're always trying to, I want to be like Dad, because you remember picking up a razor and trying to shave with them that had no blade in it, things like that. Working on a car when he's working on it, being out in the shop, or eating the cereal that he's eating. And there were times where I was like, "Oh, let me try some of those grape nuts." And yes, I said grape nuts, Ronnie, not grape nuts. But after eating that bowl was like eating sand. I don't know if y'all had grape nuts back in the day or ever, but it was actually better, of course, just like any other cereal, with a mountain of sugar on it. And that's probably where I developed my taste to have a bitter taste in my mouth for everything. I like I like my coffee just black. And I don't like sweet. I don't like sweet tea.
Nice. So Joe Ara had a comment about Cocoa Puffs there, and yeah, wanting Cocoa Pebbles and Cocoa. So I'll tell you my story about Cocoa Puffs. The commercial said, go cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. Go cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. Probably not politically correct now to have people be, losing their marbles because of the sugar. But I recall very distinctly, I had in our room, there was a little, it wasn't a border, but it was like some kind of raised art of a train. And it was a train with some animals on it. And it was 4 little plaque panels. At any rate, I decided I was going to have some Cocoa Puffs before I went to bed. And so I woke up and I was yelling, and my mom came in and asked what was going on. And I said, those animals up there are moving. So I had obviously was having a nightmare, and the Cocoa Puffs induced that. So I never got Cocoa Puffs again after that. That was
wow.
Yeah, that was kind of, and it should have been consume your sugar when you're about to go run around and play all day long, not consume your sugar right before you're going to park your body in the garage of your bed and sleep. You don't need to fill up right at that point.
And he also mentioned the little sampler packs.
Oh,
so there were times where I'd be over at my grandmother's house, and yes, we always had different cereal over there, just like everyone else did. You were able to get the good stuff if you couldn't get the good stuff at your parents' house. But I do remember sometimes that's all they would have. But I think they were like sold in a box of 6 or 12. It was like kind of like a case of cereal, and it was like, there'd be Fruit Loops, there'd be Apple Jacks, Pops, which I never liked Pops. Did not like Pops. Yeah, it wasn't. I don't know. The problem with a lot of these cereals, like like Fruity Pebbles, I loved Fruity Pebbles, but you had to eat it quick and not drown it in milk because it just turned to mush. But like my go-tos were, we actually did Raisin Bran quite a bit. Loved Raisin Bran. Of course, I would always put sugar on it. But it was Raisin Bran, Alpha Bits, and gosh, now I'm forgetting. What is it called? It was called Sugar Crisps. It's up there in the very top, kind of middle, very top row where it says, it's kind of cut off, but it says Crisps. Or Sugar Smacks. I think it was called Sugar Smacks originally, but then it turned into
is it the one with the frog mascot?
Oh yeah, there was one with the frog, and then there's one with the bear.
Smacks. I think Sugar Smacks was the one with the frog.
Okay.
Corn Pops taste like. Yeah.
Steve.
Mm-hmm.
And then the special. Oh yeah, and then we some of the commercials that we learned how to do stuff. Like making orange popsicles by just pouring orange juice in your ice tray. Anybody do that?
Oh yeah, at grandma's.
Dig 'em. Sugar Smacks, yes, dig 'em. Awesome callback there, Shane. Yes, and there was not this guy. It was a similar guy. Might have been the same guy, and he was hankering for a hunker of cheese. Yes. Hey, that's a wagon wheel.
Yeah, I saw a T-shirt with that on it not too long ago. I was like, oh yeah, I remember that.
I'm just a bill.
Schoolhouse Rock.
Yeah, Schoolhouse Rock had some really great ones, and those were on ABC. So I only saw those at my grandmother's house.
For whatever reason, I just don't remember like what was on what channel, because they were all just like channels to me. It's like, oh, okay. I just remembered the channels by like the numbers that they were on the dial, not the.
Yeah, I recall the channels just because I didn't get them all.
This is a great graphic with the shelving because I do know I didn't ever work at a grocery store, but my brother did, and then I have a good friend that he like manages a grocery store, and he said there was a psychology in those where they are on the shelf because they're at the level that a little kid's eyes would be at instead of where a mom's eyes would be at, and then also what's the level where a little kid would be riding in a cart. And that level is where you want to put the cereal that you want to market to the kid of that size. And I was like, that's insidious. That's almost like your Legion of Doom, Hall of Villains kind of level marketing there. So yeah.
The Frankenberry, Blueberry, Cocoa Puffs, Count Chocula. Those were good because it turned your milk just like Cocoa Puffs, any of the, chocolate or strawberry. So yeah, strawberry milk. That was always great. I don't recall. My sister was always into the Frankenberry. I was definitely always the Count Chocula, and I'm not sure if I ever had the Boo Berry. Yeah, there's the Smacks over there on the right.
Oh yeah.
Sugar Smacks. So, Sugar Smacks, and then down on the bottom shelf you have Sugar Crisps, and I think they were pretty much the same, but those were good. And you got some specialty ones like Mr. T. I don't ever recall that. Remember C3POs? It was like Cheerios, but they were C3POs.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, the G.I. Joe cereal, which I don't think I ever saw that one.
Eventually, they had the Batman cereal when the movie came out in '89.
The Barney and Fred with their cereals.
Yeah.
Action figures now. Yeah.
Yeah.
We need more cereal figs. Yes. Yes, we do. Yes, the milk from one. So Apple Jacks and Fruit Loops, basically the same, just different coloring. Maybe tweaked the whatever chemistry they were putting in these cereals were the Fruit Loops and Apple Jacks. Tweaked it enough to where it just tasted a little bit different, at least in our minds.
Wes, going back to what you said too about those multi-packs, that's what we would do. It always seemed in those multi-packs, like it was my younger brother and myself. So he would grab either Fruit Loops and I'd get Apple Jacks or vice versa. And then there was two kind of flaky ones. There would be like Frosted Flakes and Raisin Bran. One would get the one would get the other the next day. And then I don't know, whatever the last ones, it always seems like there was a Rice Krispies or some other boring ones that were just, they were fine. They weren't bad. They weren't like, oh, I got to have these. So we weren't fighting over those, and those would be the last ones we would eat at the end. So the cycle was always, okay, you're getting those. I am getting the opposite one of those right now today, because if I wait till tomorrow, you're going to snag that one too. So, so a little competition with the 2.5-year younger brother. So,
oh yeah. And, now, yes, they still bring these out for the adults to buy and to, I doubt they're giving them to their kids, but maybe they are. But yes, like Michael Gene Fleming here says, he's like, he can't wait until they bring it out and put it back on the shelves, because apparently they only do this like around the holiday times. And I always see the end caps stocked with the Franken, Boo, and Count Chocula those 3 boxes. So it's interesting now that they seasonalize it instead of have it. I mean, maybe they're on just the regular shelves, but I don't go down the aisle all that often, because the only thing I get now is basically oatmeal. But the Cracker Jack cereal sounds like a sugar high in the making. Oh, yeah. I don't think I've ever had the Cracker Jack cereal. I remember having Cracker Jacks, but that also brings us on a topic with the cereal. What was inside? What made us buy the box that we wanted? Because they always advertised a toy of some certain on the package, and then it was always maybe something tied to the toy in the back of the box. But thank you, Larry. Bob, you and I were talking before the show. Were the toys in the cereals better than the toys we got, like for say with the Happy Meals? What toy, were they better, or were the cereal box toys better?
I seem to recall the Happy Meal toys being better, especially like later. Later in life, like especially when they started doing like movie themed Happy Meal toys,
like in the 90s or 80s, late 80s, going into the 90s.
Yeah, so I was still into all that stuff long past when I should have been, according to like normal society standards. So like when the Batman movies came out, I was getting the Batman Happy Meals to get the toys. But yeah, like my memory of like cereal toys were like sometimes it was like a magnifying glass or a decoder ring or some sort of like flat plastic figurine.
A little bit better than what you would find in a Cracker Jack box.
Yeah, a little bit better, but not terribly much. But oh yeah.
Yeah. Yorktown, you recall any of the toys you got out of a cereal?
I'm trying to remember. I knew you were coming to me, and I was like, "Oh, come on, remember something, Joe."
It's been a while.
It's been a while, but I would say if you got something in a cereal box, it was something that would last that day, maybe, or maybe the week. And I do recall, like Bob was saying, and don't worry about it, Bob. We're middle-aged gentlemen talking about action figures and fun stuff. So
oh yeah, no, I know.
I was well into like even when I was starting into high school, and Wes says, "Oh, I was into sports and girls." I'm like, yeah, but that didn't keep me from running down the toy aisle. So yeah, that's good. But as far as in things, Happy Meals, like I remember you could get like a actual Hot Wheel in a Happy Meal, and that was something that you probably could still have many years later because they don't degrade and fall apart or something, as opposed to like you're talking about something you open up and it's got a decoder or something that spins around with a little spinner or something like that.
So Joe's comment here reminds me. So yes, the wacky wall climbers that were sticky, and then they picked up every single lint in the world, and then they just became disgusting. But yeah, I would bring it onto the school bus and just throw it across the seat into somebody in front of somebody's face onto their window. So, but that also reminds me, honeycombs. And okay, that's the other thing with the cereals, the jingles they had for the cereals, not just the jingles or the intros to cartoons, but the jingles for the cereals, like honeycombs, honeycomb has a big ba ba ba. The jingles were just, for the most part, I try to remember them. But with honeycombs, you can get a license plate for your bike by sending in something. They had like a cutout on the back of the box to send it in, and then they'll send you a license plate with your name on it. They also would like tell you, like, that's another thing. They would give you like little, like, hey, if you take this and put it with a clip on your spokes, it's going to make your bicycle sound like a motorcycle. Like a car, like some type of a card or the back of the box of the cereal box, because cereal boxes weren't thin back in the day. The cardboard on them was pretty decent. So,
Wes, I do have something if you want to embiggen me. I have.
Yeah.
I actually found when I was digging through some things yesterday. Actually, I found something that was interesting for Bob. Micronauts inserts, because that was that, and we could have a whole nother show doing that.
Yeah.
But things that went in boxes. This wasn't in cereal. I think this was in. Okay, it says granola bars.
Yeah.
And then it was an actual folds out to a full size poster. And I had a bunch of these on my wall. I think I had Michael Jordan and Larry Bird and Magic Johnson and a few others. But this one somehow got folded up with my inserts and G.I. Joe catalogs, and it's still in great condition. So that was just something on topic for that. And I was like, if it comes up, I'll bring it up. So
yeah, that is cool. Wheaties. So Wheaties would do that with their with posters like that. And I believe that's like one of my Michael Jordan posters I don't have it anymore, was from Wheaties. So yeah, I would definitely, that's cool that you still have that. That is pretty cool.
hoarding pack rats.
Yeah. The sweetness. Yes. With selling sweet stuff with the sweetness. But But yeah, there was any like you were talking about Yorktown about the mushrooms, the marshmallows. Yeah.
What kind of cereal did you eat? That explains so much, Wes.
Yeah.
Hey man.
Hey, we have mushroom cereal.
I don't think the cereal's good anymore. It's turned into mulch.
Oh man. But the marshmallows, to me, those were hit and miss with the cereals that we got. I think Alphabets added them in, and I always went back and forth on them. But they were either good or like, yeah, whatever. They weren't a big sell for me. What about y'all?
For me, the marshmallows, like Lucky Charms, like that was when you just have hit gold. When I could get Lucky Charms that are magically delicious. Speaking of the jingles, yeah. So, but I had to learn over time. Eventually, don't eat all the marshmallows first, because then you're just left with the regular stuff, and it's
Right.
not as great. So you got to pace yourself on the marshmallows.
York?
Agreed. So I wanted Lucky Charms. I think I had Lucky Charms one time at a friend's house, and I was like, I wanted that, and Mom was 2 thumbs down on that. We might have had it once or twice, but I remember then the unfortunate cycle is then when I had 2 boys, and I'm like, yeah, we're getting Lucky Charms. And then I'm going, oh, now I'm paying for baby teeth to get fillings in them. So what am I doing here? But yeah, I enjoyed eating them with the boys. So that was in the probably that 2003 to 2005 era, right around in there. So, but yeah, that what was that last one? I missed it. Yeah, exactly. Well, and I want to say, I think my brother used to, I don't know if he's only a couple years younger than me, but he would like segregate them out, and I was like, what are you doing? Just pace yourself through those. And, no, we got to eat them. Just got to get a fist of those. I'm like, really? Because I don't know what that does to your eyes and your insides. So good luck. But yeah.
When I remember doing that, now that you say that, where like, all right, I'm just gonna like save all the marshmallows till the end, and it wasn't as good. Like saving all the marshmallows at the end, maybe it's because they got too soggy, or just the fact that, all right, it is better with mixture, and that's why there's less marshmallows than the actual cereal. Just basically a big thing of sugar. And that's the other thing with, hey, there's 80s Joe's live from Kentucky, Anna. Definitely have a great day today, Mr. 80s Joe's. Mike, have a great day, sir. Thank you for popping in. My trick is to eat a few marshmallows as you go along to save a bowl. Yep. Yeah. No, yeah.
Took me a while to learn that, but eventually I did.
Thrust them out. Oh, wow. Reverse thrust. Not good. Yeah, I can't remember what I was talking about. Anyway, the cereal, like, so the sugar, like if we were allowed to put sugar on a cereal, which I don't know about y'all, but it would find its way to the bottom of the bowl of the milk. And scooping that up was also good too.
Yeah. So Saturday mornings, I could put sugar on the cereal, but part of that was because, like, as long as I didn't make too much noise, my parents would like sleep in on Saturday mornings.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh well, nobody's looking. I'm just put add a little sugar to this and freshen this right on up. So
go the other way here.
If we had Wheaties instead of Frosted Flakes, you could make them into Frosted Flakes if you put enough sugar on there.
Yeah. That's the thing. Like with Corn Flakes were disgusting to me. Wheaties weren't as good as I thought they were going to be. Loved Frosted Flakes because it's frosted.
Yeah.
I couldn't put enough sugar on Corn Flakes to make it good because it just fell off. Yeah. And one trick, so other than cereal, Joe mentioned it at the very beginning of the show, was donuts. So every once in a while, my mom would buy like a package. It wasn't in a box like they are now, but they were the mini powdered donuts in a bag. And so I would get to have powdered donuts in the morning on a Saturday morning if we had those. And one day I just like, you know what? I was dunking them in my milk and one fell in, and I had to scoop it out with my spoon and basically just like eating cereal. It was a donut. And I'm like, so the next time, I just remember one day I got a bowl of cereal, or I got a bowl, put maybe 4, 5 powdered donuts in there and poured milk on it. And it was freaking awesome. I wouldn't recommend that today, but I was good to go for a good half a day there until I just got the major burnout.
This segment brought to you by Eli Lilly and the makers of insulin products.
Was there a cereal that was all marshmallows?
I don't remember one, but again, I only got the sugary stuff.
Yeah,
on rare occasions.
Yes,
or when spending the week at grandma's.
Metal trays, yes, our TV trays is what we call them. Yeah, definitely had that. I never had it on the floor. It was they were high enough to basically pull up in the chair I had. So yeah.
So we had some that were like just trays, but we also had like some of those like ottoman footrest things. So I just put it on top of that. And,
nice. Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, the cinnamon rolls were good too. Back then, my mom would actually like they were homemade. My grandma would make them home from, making stuff on the counter and stuff. Everything was homemade, wasn't store bought. It was good. All right, Muppet Babies. This was big time for me. Loved me some Muppet Babies. This was like the one I always looked forward to on a Saturday morning. I would wake up usually, I don't know, 6, whatever. And for some reason, before like the main line of cartoons started, they had some like older cartoons from like the 70s, but like the Jackson 5, there was a Jackson 5 cartoon show. And it was kind of like, if I remember, it was kind of like the Scooby-Doo show, but it was just the Jackson 5 running around solving problems and stuff, and then singing a song at the end.
Gotta have the song.
Huh?
Gotta have the song. There are a lot of those. Yeah, I remember it's like some band or whatnot.
But the Muppet Baby, there was a couple of cartoons that were submitted that I looked forward to waking up on Saturday morning. Muppet Babies was one of them, and Pole Position was the other one. And Pole Position had a very awesome intro and song to it. What'd you guys think of Muppet Babies? Yeah, that theme song. Both of them. Muppet Baby. Okay, that's enough.
Yeah, I didn't really get into
get demonetized.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't get into Muppet Babies as much. But I really loved the Muppet Show. But it wasn't like a Saturday morning thing. But yeah, I remember Pole Position. That was a really good one.
Get another co-host there, Wes. So that's Muppet Babies was fun. I don't remember Pole Position, so it must have been either. What I'm thinking is that was that on later in the morning, because that would have been probably when Dad got up, and then we were either on a Looney Tunes, Bugs Bunny, Roadrunner, Coyote, and all of those, or there was a time where he would switch, and then there was some, I don't know, there was some local wrestling of some kind, or I don't know what it was.
Yeah.
WCW or something. It seemed like, or AW, seemed like it was some kind of Midwest wrestling. And my brother and I thought that was pretty cool too. Now, he loved using his GI Joes as wrestlers and smashing them together, but that was a gateway from cartoons into wrestling. So that's a completely different topic too. We got to stay on topic. These are we got enough rabbit trails as it is. So but yeah, Muppet Babies was funny. And I just the Beaker guy there, that's funny because Beaker as a grown up or as a baby is pretty much still Beaker. So.
It's funny. Some people don't recall pole position, which that's cool. It was kind of like the cars they wouldn't transform, but they could fly. The tires would kind of like do a DeLorean style where they would invert and hover, or one of them would. I don't know. I don't think the Mustang, because that's a pretty good looking Mustang there on the right.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I just loved it for the fact that I think that just the soundtrack itself on the opening start sucked me into it. Yes, they did. Yeah, they did. No way. Thanks for that nice little nugget there, Steve.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, the cars talked. Yes, that's right. Now, they didn't talk with like how that little dune buggy in the Laugh Olympics would talk. It was more like Kit from Knight Rider. They had a screen. They had a digital screen in the 80s that would talk, if I remember right.
Yeah, they had some sort of like I guess early AI or whatnot in each of the cars, as I recall. And each of them had like a different face and voice.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I'm going to agree with Larry there in the comments. Speed Racer, go Speed Racer, go.
Oh, yeah.
Great jingle. I don't ever remember seeing Speed Racer until I was an adult. I don't know if it was when it was actually made, and that's me with
Johnny Quest. I have no idea how I missed that, but I found that as an adult, and then I was watching through it on Tubi, and then all of a sudden they pulled it, and I can't find it anywhere. So I don't know. I might have to hunt that down because it was from the 60s. I don't know, because it was in syndication in the 70s. So
yeah.
And for me, Johnny Quest was on Sunday mornings before church.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah.
That probably would explain what, because I with the chaos of getting ready and getting ready to go to church, is like getting ready to go to school is one thing, but getting ready to go to church is something else. And I don't think, hey, I need to crush a whole bunch of sugary cereal and watch Johnny Quest. I don't know that probably would have gone over well with my parents, because they're like, chop, hustle, guys. We got to get ready to go. So
get ready to go to sit still and listen.
Exactly. Yeah. So filling up with a bunch of sugar at that point was not great. Although I will tell you, you'll both laugh at this probably. So sometimes, because we had to sit still and listen at church, we could bring a little pad or something and some crayons and color or something like that. We were little kids. We were like 4 or 5. But I remember having a Hot Wheels, and she said, you can't bring all your Hot Wheels. Bring one. Just bring one. Make sure you can fit it in your pocket, and then you could just zoom it around on the pew next to you, as long as you don't make a bunch of noise. Anyway, she made the grave error of allowing me, and I brought an ambulance, and it was right at a moment. The guy says, "Let us pray." And you know that 1 second that it's quiet, like right before he starts, right after he said, "Let us pray," and everybody bows their head, I decided that was the moment that ambulance siren needed to go. And I went, "Wee-er, wee-er, wee-er." And I think my mom wanted to crawl underneath the pew. And that was, never again. I ruined it for me and my brother. Never again were there any Hot Wheels allowed at church with us. So yeah, so
that's awesome. Oh my God.
The sugar may have played an impact in that one as well, I'm sure. So.
Oh, really? So to me, Dungeons, this was another like one I couldn't wait for. Now, my mother did not want, she didn't want me watching it, but she let me watch it, but she strongly discouraged this cartoon. And she was like, I can't believe this is on Saturday mornings. That is not exactly how she sounds at all. Seriously.
Mother discretion is advised.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, this was a little bit of a darker cartoon. I mean, not that much, but you know, you're going on that D&D side. So I didn't really play. I didn't play the game at all. I had no idea what D&D was. I just remember this cartoon as a kid. I'm like, okay, this is interesting. And like nobody in my little small town really talked about this cartoon when I was at school. They were like, no, they were like watching Smurfs or something else, which is another awesome 80s cartoon. But yeah, to me, Dungeons and Dragons was just the cast of characters. Everyone had their own different personality. And for some reason, as a kid, I really liked the redhead on the right there, or the orange head. So kind of like a Daphne thing going on. So
even with the purple too,
yeah. But D&D for anyone here?
Occasionally, it was one of those that in my area it came on later in the lineup. So like my parents were awake by that time sometimes. So if they were awake, it was like, yeah, no, not D&D this time. But they were still asleep. It's like, oh yeah.
I think same. I may have seen it, but I don't have any vivid memories of like this was like regular in the regular lineup. It was more of a why is that little Yoda guy looking a little pale there? He's looking a little more like he didn't drink all of his green Kool-Aid. So so yeah, but I was aware that there was a show of it. I just didn't. Yeah, it wasn't the whole magic stuff. We weren't really into it. So
I didn't know that. Wow, Steve with all this knowledge.
He's like, this is fantastic, and this is real time. This is not. He's not just researching this right now. He's just going from his mind.
Yeah, and Eric was the guy with the shield, I believe. He was the a-hole. He was the kind of the jerk, the 80s jerk. That's cool. That's fantastic information there, Steve. Thanks for dropping that knowledge. I love me some Potsy. I always liked him on Happy Days. Donnie Most. I don't think they've heard of him. And then someone made the comment up there. I can't remember who it was. The opening scene for this was a thrill ride. Wasn't your normal, typical 80s cartoon like music, jingle. It was that's why it was a little, to me it was I just remember it being a little bit dark and I liked it. Yeah, Eric was a prick.
Yes. I think so. I don't remember for sure though.
The unicorn was named Uni.
Yeah.
Big big play on words there. Uni.
I have a feeling that might have been one of those like Cobra Law situations where it was like, oh, we'll just put in a fill-in name for now and change it later, and no, it stuck.
And look at the villain. I can't remember the name of the villain, but I mean,
I want to say Venger, maybe. I could be wrong.
Sounds familiar. Yeah. Yes,
yeah, he villain did look awesome.
He looked yes, very, very good.
Even in a dress, he looks pretty awesome.
Yep. Yeah. And then we have, yes,
Oh yeah, classics.
Scooby-Doo. For me, I didn't get to see a whole lot of this. This was an ABC program. So I got to see a lot of it on syndication when I finally got cable. There for a short time in the 80s, we moved out of our small little town to a city in Salina, Kansas. It's not really a city. It's just a bigger town. But we had cable for about a year until we moved back to my original hometown. One of my dad's little like, "Ooh, got a brand new opportunity. Let's go try this out."
Yeah.
Which then didn't work out. So we moved back. Thankfully, we moved back. But yeah, I kind of got a good year of a bunch of these cartoons that I didn't get to see until later on in the like 90s when I had cable. But Scooby-Doo, what'd y'all think of Scooby-Doo?
It was pretty good. I mean, I watched it and I liked it a lot better when they started having like the guest stars, like especially like the Addams Family and the Globetrotters and Batman and Robin.
Batman and Robin.
Gilligan's Island and the Globetrotters.
Yeah.
And Quicksand. Look out.
For me though, it really went downhill when they added like the Scrappy Doo, and then also the other dog that wasn't as intelligent as the rest. I forget his name, but
yeah, I vaguely remember I didn't think of that until you just brought it up. And he was a different
just give it a second. Steve will come up with it.
I know. Yeah.
Steve, come on.
Name of the actor.
Yeah. And also when Blue Falcon and Dynamite would like cross over, that was
Yorktown. What'd you think
of like dogs?
Yeah, I have good memories of Scooby-Doo. It was always fun, and I know the kids, the boys loved Scooby-Doo. That was one of the things that we would, if we were going on a road trip and had to have some entertainment in the van, like they had their life so rough they could have a little DVD player hanging off the back of my behind my headrest there, so they didn't have to deal with tinfoil or black and white television or anything like that. But yeah, Scooby-Doo has survived the test of time. And if you didn't watch this week, Wreck Ship, I made a comment on Adam from Shark Eye Toys Review about I said somebody needs to make a meme of the Scooby-Doo gang unmasking you as the Hasbro toy manager overseas in the manufacturing center, and then Wreck Ship takes a comment I made on somebody else's video and he turned it into a meme. So it was pretty hilarious.
Oh, nice.
If you didn't see that this week, it was Adam getting pulled off as, and he would have got away with it if it wasn't for us meddling YouTubers. So yeah.
And yes, we were too young. It was over our heads. That Scoob and those Scooby snacks were basically just baked brownies full of nice little something.
Special ingredients.
Which explains why Shaggy would always have to eat those large sandwiches, right?
Zoinks!
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Fred Rizzo. Yeah. That's basically what it was. You're spot on there.
Well, you can't ever trust a guy with an ascot, right? So,
what's up, D? Safe flight, sir. Safe flight.
Take care.
Don't take it off Wi-Fi. Just keep us playing. Or don't, yeah. And here we have the Smurfs. My sister was really into this. I would watch it. It was entertaining. And you know what's funny is when I do go to these toy shows and stuff, and we see these little Smurf figurines, they actually still, like, when I see them, because one Christmas I got one or two of them in my stocking. I was like, okay. But I really, like, I don't know, it was like something you couldn't really do much because they were just posable, you know. You couldn't, they weren't articulated, but no, yeah, just seeing them always like brings back a good amount of memories for me. So what do you all think about the Smurfs?
Oh yeah, I watched
Was
the
it
Smurfs.
Smurferific?
Had some of the little figurines. But yeah, our articulated figures always won out. But no, the Smurfs were fun.
I'd say the same. They were fine. It was like more of a meh. Like it was a cultural phenomenon. I mean, that
Mhm.
it was everywhere was trying to tie into the Smurfs somehow. So, but those little, I think were they like vinyl, the figures. They were like a kind of a mostly hard, but a little bit pliable plastic of some
Yeah.
kind.
Yeah,
But they were heavy, and
Mhm.
I remember. I think somebody threw one at school at somebody. They actually, yeah, the other person
Yeah,
cried. So
yeah,
yeah,
they
Yeah,
were
they
not
were
they were
they were
good.
hurt if you got
solid.
hit by one. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
they were more solid. Yeah, it was nothing hollow inside of them. So yeah, and
That wasn't Smurfing nice of that kid.
Yeah.
They used, I mean, they substituted Smurf for whatever word you weren't gonna say. So
I don't recall that, Todd.
I
I know
think
he
that
just
was
wanted
right,
to eat
but I
them.
think I want to say at first she had like black hair, and then they redeemed her somehow, and she turned
Yes,
blonde.
I did when I was grabbing this stuff off the interwebs. I did see a black-haired Smurfette. I'm like, what in the world is this? Like the opposite, the bad whatever they call it,
The mirror
Superman.
universe.
Yeah, is this someone Smurfette?
well, I'm thinking there wasn't enough of a male female ratio to perpetuate the Smurf species, really. So
It was just one Smurfette, one woman,
Yeah.
and all those Smurfs.
But maybe they were created through
I think I
weird
saw that movie.
Smurf magic and not through standard reproductive.
Yeah, yeah.
Probably.
Who remembers Gummy Bears?
Oh, yeah.
Gummy bears.
You remember this, Yorktown?
Oh, no, well, now I do, but I was like, this is not something in the wheelhouse. And
They had to
we're
drink the
talking about
little juice.
cereal and that. No, we're going to go straight to here's some high fructose turned into some goo.
Mhm.
Enjoy that. Enjoy that pain in your stomach as you try to digest that.
Yeah, yeah. Gummy Bears had to. Yes, had a. Oh, which one are you talking about? One toys, Smurfs or Gummy Bears? Gummies. I remember Gummy Bears having a great opening scene, as most of these cartoons did, but they had to drink this juice to get their strength, basically to overcome the nemesis, which I can't remember. I do remember. Yeah, good theme song. But yeah, the cast of characters, the little one in dead center, he was kind of the big star of the show. Of course, you got the guy who almost looks like Baloo with the red hat on the right there. But yeah, it was a Disney thing, and kind of, yeah, it was good. It was a good show. Yeah.
Nice.
Speaking of a super awesome geek show, tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. Central Time, my time, I am a guest on Super Awesome Geek Show, and it's going to be a game show. So I'm a little nervous about that. I'm not good on.
You'll be fine. I think Wilhelm's
on there. Yes, yeah, Wilhelm's on there. So yeah, looking forward to it though. Appreciate you having me. So yeah, check out Super Awesome Geek Show. It was great running into him at Joe Fest. Secret Galaxy just did a video on gummy bears a couple of weeks ago. Okay, yeah.
Check out that,
yeah. This was a staple. And for the longest time, so looking for a picture online. So do any of you actually remember it being called something different other than the Bugs Bunny and Roadrunner show?
I want to say at one point it was Looney Tunes.
Well, Well, there was the Bugs Bunny and Tweety show, which I believe came after it. And then there was one actually just called, it was originally, I don't know if it's originally, Steve will probably know, but it was actually, instead of show, it was called The Movie. And the movie version was, now it's drawing a blank, but there were, if you remember the part where like the, man, now it's just all like left my head. I remember the images, but they would just replay these on Saturday mornings. And, you know, because these were basically already made like in the 60s. And, you know, I didn't realize that. 60s and 70s. And here they are playing them in the 80s. But this was like an hour of a Saturday morning that this show was on. And it would go back and forth between, you know, Bugs's experiences versus, then they would do a little, you know, episode of the Roadrunner. But yeah, what would you guys think about all these that we saw?
Oh yeah, a lot of these. I remember it's kind of funny. Like back in the 70s and 80s, they would show the ones that they like don't show anymore today because they were a little less, I guess, politically correct.
Yeah,
is the term. But granted, you know, we didn't pick up on stuff like that as kids. We were just like, oh, hey, it's funny. He like got shot in the face, you know, or or hey, the coyote ran into the wall again. But yeah, these were always like, in the rundown on Saturday mornings.
York?
It's yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. This was the staple of the show. And like I mentioned earlier, this would be what we'd watch when Dad got up, and because he was all in on this, watching with us. So I think it is interesting what they taught us. They did teach us a lot to worry about quicksand and being enveloped in quicksand, and I have yet to encounter it. I've cleared 50 and no quicksand yet. However, they also made it seem like you could completely just walk it off. If you got an anvil dropped off a mountain and landed on top of your head, you'd just be an accordion for a little while and everything was going to be okay. Like you didn't even have to seek medical attention. It was just, you know, it was all right. Or falling into a little creek bed in a ravine, or getting, like you said, dynamite, or Bugs Bunny putting a plug in Elmer Fudd's double-barreled shotgun and it blasting him in the face. That all of these things cause no actual lasting image, which is fun. This is why cartoons are fun. They're not real. And I think one of the things that we learned, so we joke about, well, quicksand versus this other stuff is ridiculous. Realizing the power of imagination and realizing make-believe is fun, because the real world is perhaps not as fun, or perhaps more serious. And we need to distinguish that. And those were some things that we were able to learn, because we're all made it to adulthood. So none of us actually said, hey, drop that anvil on my head, see if I bounce back. Nobody tried that actually out in the real world. So that's good. That is good. But yeah, I remember them beginning, and I don't know if it was this version or a later version. It was, this is it. Tonight's the night, and oh, what heights will hit on with the show. This is it. Yeah.
That's the end credits at the end of the show.
Yep.
Now, I do remember the disappointment of like finding out that Acme wasn't a real company that you could order like rideable rockets from. You know, that was like, oh,
saving it from mortar.
Yeah.
Wow. Damn. Cartoons TV.
Oh, quicksand.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not the threat that they made it out to be, but
yeah. This is the last slide here, so we're about to wrap up the show, but this came later in the 80s, and this show has been brought to you by Acme and GI Jokers. Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
Perfect.
Yeah.
There we go. But Dark Water, the Pirates of Dark Water. This was very much like Dungeons and Dragons, kind of a darker themed cartoon. And great storytelling. And I want to say it maybe had just one season. It didn't really, but I really enjoyed it. Yeah, it was, and the figures, like looking up, again, looking up images on the internet here, like this would be a fantastic toy line here. If it had, if this cartoon back in the day had legs and it was more legendary than it was, this would be a great toy line. So do any of you remember Pirates of Dark Water?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I remember watching this. Yeah. Because it had that, for me, it had that sort of like, well, I want to say kind of more like Thundar and Flash Gordon. It was like more of an action adventure sort of story than just like a goofy sort of thing. So
I got nothing on this one, but now I do have takeaways from this show, some homework assignments: Thundar, Pole Position, and now Pirates of Dark Water. That's 3. If you ask me to try to remember 4 things, I'll remember 1. But if you ask me for 3 things, somehow I'll remember those 3. So,
well,
yeah,
those 3, I highly recommend all 3 of them because I don't think you'll be disappointed.
And this was, and like a lot of people are saying, it needed a proper ending. What cartoon back in the day in the 80s on Saturday mornings needed an ending because they weren't tied? Every episode was its own episode. This one, that's why this one was different. Same thing with, I think, Dungeons and Dragons. I don't think they ever escaped. I can't remember. I think somebody actually put it up in the chat, way up there in the chat, that it was they needed somebody made a fan film on the internet to where they did escape. So yeah, this one and D&D kind of were they were just kind of stuck. Wheeled Warriors, and see, that was a cartoon that was afternoon cartoon for me, was Wheeled Warriors, but that had a kick-ass soundtrack to it. Wheeled Warriors. But I got some notes here before we end the show because there was still a lot of cartoons that we didn't get to, and not just cartoons. Pee-wee's Playhouse. Who didn't love Pee-wee's Playhouse? And for some reason, my mom did not. I think it was just a lot of noise coming through the TV because I want to say it was on a little bit like mid Saturday morning, like around 10 a.m. my time. Or 11 maybe, but yeah, she didn't like all that Pee-wee's banter. Did y'all enjoy Pee-wee?
Didn't really get into Pee-wee's Playhouse. For me, since it was like kind of live action, it was like, oh, this isn't cartoons. I mean, it was definitely animated, the characters, but it wasn't like animated. You know what I mean?
Yep. York?
I didn't really get into it, but the when you mentioned that, the first thing that came in my head was, I know you are, but what am I?
Yeah.
So yeah, I can't do that voice. I can do some voices, but that one's too high. So
yeah. Now there's Pee-wee movies.
Yeah.
But I didn't really get into the show, so I don't know why.
The show was, the show had some really star talent before they were stars. Phil Hartman, and not I'm thinking.
I want to say Lawrence
Morpheus.
Fishburne.
Yes, Lawrence Fishburne.
Yeah.
It was and the genie was somebody, and I can't remember now, but there we go.
Oh wow, Rob Zombie.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna have to go back. I might have a homework assignment of my own now.
That's a bizarre Venn diagram there. So.
Fishburne was the cowboy. So a couple of things I wrote down. So I'll just go down the list. We've talked about some of these. Remember Kid Video? where
yeah.
real life kids were sucked into the cartoon world. So it was kind of like they were jumping on that MTV bandwagon there, to where they made this little band that got sucked into the cartoon world by, do you remember the villain's name?
No.
And it just now escaped my mind. Jeez. This is why I'm going to not do too well tomorrow on the game show.
Marcus is here. He'll help us out.
We should have warmed up by asking some trivia questions. Yes.
Galaxy Rangers was good.
Yeah, I never saw Galaxy Rangers. I don't think it was like in my area. Like some cartoons were only like in certain areas because of the syndication and whatnot.
Fat Albert was a great show. I mean, can't talk too much about the person behind it, but back then, such a great show. Fat Albert, Land of the Lost, not a cartoon, but weird. Hong Kong Phooey.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Also stereotypical,
Yes.
but people also need to realize when we take our 2026 or current lens and try to go time traveling back through time, the only reason we are super blessed to live in the time of Western civilization where we have we complain about because the air conditioning isn't working. I mean, it really wasn't even a thing up until the last 80 years. So it's amazing that we have time travel, that we have the ability to now say, hey, are we growing to the point where we're saying, we're not going to stereotype like that anymore. But at the time it was funny because we didn't know any better, nor did we intend any. There was no saying, hey, I'm really steering out of my lane to go and offend something else, because we didn't know it. It was just a funny voice, just like we're doing Australian voices. We're not saying, well, I'm going to try to offend Australians by doing affect an accent and try to speak about how they talk, or offend somebody from some portion of the country that might have an accent, either a hoity northeastern accent or a southern accent or a midwestern accent. So I think we can enjoy something for the time that it was in history and say, hey, that was a time. And we have some nostalgia because we all laughed at something like that, but it's not something that we have to say, well, we can't laugh at that now.
Right.
So it is what it is. And part of our history is knowing, hey, are we working to get better? And did we enjoy the journey as we've moved along? Now, if you understand something that hurts somebody's feelings, you're obviously not going to repeat something. But this is not. I never had anybody say that hurt my feelings. Hong Kong Phooey hurt my feelings. I never did, but it was hilarious. I mean,
great take too. Great take, Yorktown. Yep, spot on. Richie Rich. Garfield and Friends was good too. The real. Go ahead.
I was going to say, since you mentioned Garfield, here's a question for you guys: were you more of a Garfield or a Heathcliff?
I was
more Heathcliff.
It was a cartoon. It was on. I tried to watch both. I don't remember watching as much Heathcliff. I do like that his voice though wasn't anywhere near what Garfield was.
Yeah,
I will say
voice.
Yeah, I watched them both, but I would say Heathcliff was more storytelling. Like there was a story going on, and Garfield was more like the comic strips where it was just a sarcastic cat making the same 3-panel that a regular comic strip would. It wasn't progress. There was no progression. It was just it was like, oh, really? They're going to give us 20 minutes of this? Okay. Maybe the commercials will be cool. So, but Heathcliff was a story, and you could follow the story along with whatever their adventure of the week was. So,
I was going to say the real Ghostbusters was great.
Oh yeah.
Shirt Tales, if you remember that. Laugh Olympics, Captain Caveman, we talked about. And then some of the serials again. There was one Dinky Donuts. I vaguely remember that. I remember it because I was again going on YouTube and looking this stuff up, and then all of a sudden I see a Dinky Donuts commercial, and it's the same kid that was on another commercial that said, "Hey, Mikey, he likes it," and it's the kid that was eating the cereal.
Life cereal,
Yeah,
or Cinnamon Life if you prefer.
But
oh no, we didn't get Cinnamon Life, just regular.
Yeah, Cinnamon Toast Crunch. Another cereal. So yeah, they're Mr. T cartoon. Yep.
Yeah, I remember that one.
Interesting. Yeah, I wonder if that was
not a
in
lot.
the afternoon, maybe. But yeah, it's funny where some of our shows would come on. Now, after cartoons were over, and I want to say it was like either some channels it was like either at 11 Central. I think CBS was noon, or it might have been 11. I can't remember. But on CBS we got WWF Superstars Wrestling. So it was an hour of wrestling after that, and yeah, just a lot of taped matches and stuff. And then the rest of the day had to start, and that sugar was starting to wear off. WWF or WFW had a cartoon. But if that's the one with Hulk Hogan and Lou Albino with the rubber bands.
So I want to say it was probably part of that like wasn't like Cyndi Lauper on there, like an animated Cyndi Lauper on there as well, and
yeah.
I don't really remember that one as much because like besides Cyndi Lauper, I wasn't really into wrestling, but I did like Cyndi Lauper, so
Yeah, Hulk Hogan's Rock and Roll Wrestling. That's what it was called.
Okay.
Yeah. And yeah, I mean, Saturday mornings back in the day, it was weird because growing up, milk, cereal, loved it. Milk on anything back then was great. I don't drink milk anymore, and I haven't for a while. And which, if I did have to get cereal, okay, it's just going to be very little, just enough, like my oatmeal and my berries and bananas that I eat every morning. I just put a little bit of water on it so that oatmeal absorbs it. So, yeah, and I always noticed that my mom never drank milk when I was a kid. My dad did, but my mom would never drink milk, and I didn't. Now I understand. I was like, yeah, milk's kind of nasty. It's just a sugar drink. Is what it is. That we're putting on sugar, and then we're adding a spoonful of sugar. It's like, yeah, that was crack for us back in the day.
I was going to say, you're saying these things like they're bad things, but I don't remember them being bad. I remember enjoying that quite a bit.
Here, have your box of Diabetios. So, that one did not test market very well in the mom marketing. So yeah,
maybe they should have gotten like who was it, Wilford Brimley, to call him Diabetisos or something like that.
That's awesome.
Diabetes. Yeah.
So real quick, Sarge could have hosted his own card. Yeah, he could have.
Well, he hosted G.I. Joe for a while.
Yeah.
I remember he used to do those little bumpers. Like before the commercial breaks.
That's true. Yeah. And and he was also the commercial on some of the toy commercials too.
Yeah.
My go-to is still Frosted Flakes is probably one of that to me, and Raisin Bran. The Honey Bunches, or no, the one that's like the fiber cereal, that Banana Nut Crunch, all that stuff. That's actually really good for the latter years. But also, just before we end again, and I know we're going way long, as my dog is telling me in his cartoon voice of his own, yeah, me too. I always had chocolate milk at school too. Fruit Loops, yep. Yeah, we talked about that. And but we would remember, oh gosh, this was probably after school. Not after school, but like it's still in the morning. The Frisco Kid. It was on during, like, X-Men was on in the morning, and I'm talking like this is mid 90s, 94, 95. And what's his name? Bruce Campbell was the star of it.
Oh, yeah. Oh, okay. Now I know yeah. Now I remember it. Yeah.
Something Frisco Kid or something like
I want
that.
to say it was like Briscoe County Jr.
Briscoe County
Yeah.
Jr. Briscoe. Thank you, Bob.
Yeah. Oh, no
I
problem.
was way off.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
Brave Star. Yeah, Brave Star. That was an
Mhm.
afternoon show for us, for me anyway. But yeah, Briscoe County Jr. And I would, my mom would actually still make me breakfast, even though like I'm in college.
Okay.
And yeah, do my laundry and everything, just young adult, not wanting to do shit. But cinnamon toast. I would always have cinnamon toast at the ready and Dr. Pepper. That's a nice, healthy breakfast as a college kid. So watching cartoons. And then one other one I forgot to mention. I always watched Saved by the Bell when I was in high school. I would still watch my cartoons, and then Saved by the Bell would also be on Saturday mornings.
Okay.
So anyway,
I did become more of a morning person. I did become more of a morning person when they started later on putting G.I. Joe on before school. I would get up, crush cereal, and then I was like, oh, this is like bonus. Sometimes it was the same one, or it was the one from the night before. I didn't care. It was fine. I got up. It was something to be on, and it was like, oh, this is good. If I'm bookending my day, if I get something before school, then I get on the bus, then I go to school, then I get back home, get off the bus, race as fast as I can, turn the television on. Yeah, that was
He-Man for me. He-Man and Rambo were on in the mornings, and maybe even Thundercats. Can't remember if Thundercats was on in the morning or after school, but yeah, those were definitely the Monday through Friday shows, and then G.I. Joe and Transformers after school. So it was always great to run home.
But it's good that we had this chat about Saturday morning and cereal. This was really a fun time, and it really has gone by really quickly. I was like, wow.
It's almost 2 hours.
Yeah. And I know I can filibuster, but Wes, you got me beat. You can filibuster with the best of them. So
nice.
I mean, that was like really feels like filibuster to me. Like this has
all
been
just
good
organic
conversation.
Talking.
Yeah.
This is when Casey mentioned he wasn't going to have a show, I felt like we need our Saturday morning show because we always look forward to podcasts from the pit. And then that just triggered, I'm like, well, I was like, well, let's just talk about cartoons and our cereal because that's what we always wanted as a kid on Saturday mornings. And that's what we always reference podcasts from the pit on Saturday mornings. It's like our Saturday morning cartoon. So yeah, my dog knows it's been 2 hours.
Mine too. Yeah.
So, but, and just as I mentioned, coming up in a few minutes, we have One and Toys premiering his Red Dog and Taurus acrobatic show. No, it's One and Toys probably doing a review on Red Dog and Taurus. So go to his channel, One and Toys. And Bob, you got Sunday shows lined up, right?
Yes, I believe we're doing a 118 and then also an Into the Toy Box tomorrow.
Nice. Yorktown, what do you got coming up on the tube?
Well, I was going to say just yesterday we did a review of this guy, which came to me courtesy of Wes. He was my secret agent procurement center of when somebody buys you something at cost and then gives it to RecShip, and then RecShip puts it in a special RecShip care package pile of loot and ships it with some Delta 17 stuff. That was awesome. So I felt like, hey, I watched I watched Eric doing all of his interviews and some other people live at Joe Fest. I was like, this is the Joe Fest from afar kind of experience. And then I got the package and I was able to take a look at it. So I did just a quick, I don't know, it's probably 10-minute or so video. So you can check that out if you have time.
Yeah, it's great. It's great. Awesome. Cool. And we got Casey will be back next week with Chicken Fried Toys on Podcast from the Pit. And then he'll also have a night shift this week on Wednesday night. I'll probably have another Operation O-Ring repair on Tuesday-ish that I need to work on today. I need to figure out what I'm going to do. I got a tough repair coming up, and I'm just nervous about it. But you'll find out on the video.
Just
I guess.
do it.
Yeah, I know. But yeah,
you can get another.
Yeah, it's a real expensive one though too.
Oh, okay.
It's a payload. All right, chat.
Black Magic ones.
I do have a bunch of those. Those are great.
Yeah.
Once again, thanks to the chat for participating. I hope you all had fun. And yes, I will also be on tomorrow with Super Awesome Geek Show's Jeopardy style game show. So looking forward to that. Yeah, this has been a fun show. It's a great topic to talk about. I think,
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
I have done, for people that don't want to actually watch something, if they just want to read, I had been working through some comic book reviews. I've got probably Marvel 1 through about 77, and I do kind of a yearbook style thing, couple of pictures so that they don't get any copyright strikes, but they're photos of my actual comic, and then me giving a little snippet or whatever Yorktown Joe thoughts on that. So check that out if you have time as well.
And speaking of copyright strike, we might get a copyright strike after I hit the end stream. So everyone take care and watch this ending.
Hope you watched it live.